Hi everyone, it's Athena. Welcome back to my channel. It is Thursday, December 12th, 2019. Okay, so today, I don't know why, maybe it being, for whatever reason, being, December 12th and the moon exactly showing itself in its entirety at 12:12 Eastern time. And I'm hoping that some of you did get a chance to see the moon. I did, and it was really beautiful. Okay, so for whatever reason, Abraham Lincoln came to my mind, and I thought of a quote of Lincoln's, maybe channeling Abraham Lincoln, because it has taken a lot of what he believed in order to do his job as President of the United States. Abraham Lincoln was born on February 12th, right? So maybe the 12th and him coming into my head space is very significant here. Okay, and the quote that comes is to seek discipline in choosing between what it is you want now and what you want the most. That is the quote. So what is this all about? It's all about discipline. For us to have gotten to this point whereby we have needed to release so much, because that's what this full moon is all about, right? The releasing of the ego, the endings that come with that required discipline. So the word of the day is discipline. And the quote is to seek discipline, right? And while choosing between what it is you want now and what you want the most, right? We do live in a very instant gratification society today. Everything has to be now, right? But is what you want now most beneficial to you for your future down the line, right? It takes discipline to even recognize it, let alone to have gone through the discipline of yourself. This is about self-discipline, okay? All right, enough of that. Let's continue. What does the universe want to share with us with regard to this? Thursday, December 12th, 2019. Thursday, 2012. Oh, I said 2012. Why? Because it began yep, it did. Losing my voice. The transition of being disciplined in one's life started December 12th, 2012. That was the beginning of many awakening, many changing their ways, so to speak. Okay? So that came out just like that. All right, let's do it. Let's see what's happening for today, Thursday. The end is near. If it hasn't already been completed, for many, we have already learned our lessons. We've definitely prayed for solace. And now we're receiving that with an ending. And of course, with this is very appropriate because why? The full moon is about endings, the closing up and the lessons that we've learned, right? literally being stripped naked down to the core of our existence, so that we needed a lot of discipline to get through this. It has not been easy, for sure. It hasn't. But we're done. We're almost, I feel like it's almost complete. And it is 12/12 today. You know what I mean? So, there it is. A lot of people had to stick up for their beliefs. A lot of people had to, in order for this personal power of growth, right? Because this masculine energy holds the wand and is defending themselves against their own belief systems that didn't work anymore, right? They're not working. They didn't work. That's why this masculine energy was literally on the floor, on your knees, praying. Because these are the lessons that had to be learned. And this masculine energy, it doesn't necessarily have to be a man. It depends on how much you're feminine, yin-yang, right? So for the depiction, because of the depiction of the card, I will use masculine energy. This energy took this one wand finally and said, okay, I got it. I know what I need to do now. I have to surrender so that this ending needs to complete itself. And now I know that it took a lot out of me to do it. It's discipline. It's defending your own self-discipline. Disciplining yourself to learn the lessons. It took a lot of this. It has, you know, it could be just belief systems that you believe in and others don't, you know. It's like people not seeing the same as you. Well, that doesn't matter. What matters is you and what you believe. And if you had to put those wands down in order to understand that part of the discipline was surrender, which typically for an ending, that's what it calls for. Calling for an ending of the past, that the cups are, you know, the cups are not runneth over, but the cups are emptying out. So emotionally learning your lessons, and it took a lot of discipline to go through the surrender process. Surrendering of self. And that takes a lot of discipline. Surrendering the way you think things are going to work out, you know, those kind of things. It's just as simple as that. In order to gain your happiness and to gain, underneath that gateway is the new you. Here's you're taking with you all of this abundance. Could it be prosperity? Sure. What is it that you had to surrender? Did you have to surrender and discipline yourself, right? Discipline yourself from addiction, addictive behaviors, shopping, drinking, negative thinking, obsessively thinking. So everything had to internalize. This energy internalized and had to say, okay, whatever was working is no longer working. And the only way to get through this gateway and to be happy and find abundant happiness is I have to change. I'm no longer the same person. Six of Cups is reversed. I'm no longer that same person. So now I've changed. And here is what I am now. I am and have learned that with all endings bring new beginnings. I've learned that through surrender and forgiveness, I now have learned that. I've actually learned it, and I'm happy that I've learned it because it has gotten me through this gate. I'm moving through this gateway. This is it. This is a 10 and this is a 10. So you had to give up in order to gain. you can't hold on, right? And I think that's what this whole thing was about. Holding on to the past. Holding on to childhood dreams. Holding on to the lesson, actually taking the lessons from your childhood and needing to forgive yourself for the things that needed healing, your wounds from childhood. All right? It's all connected in some way, shape, or form. Happiness, loyalty. Now your cup's full. Your cups are full. Well, hello. Why? Why? Because you surrendered. You surrendered and you learned your lessons. And that's what this full moon in Gemini is all about. It's knowing that there's something that what you thought you wanted now, and look at what happens when you release and allow the universe to show you what it is that truly matters the most. What matters the most is the letting go and surrendering. And many of us had to do that, and it took a lot of discipline in order to do it. Childhood self, again. Childhood self is huge here. This is the childhood self in a family unit growing up. That's what I see. And needed the strength and the discipline to literally let go and let God. You just had to. And that's what happens. When you get on your knees and you're praying, when things get really rough, where do you go? Right? Where do you go in order to heal? And this is what someone's done. The sleepless nights are over. The strength has been gained. The childhood self needed healing, needed to forgive self, needed to discipline self in order to be happy again. Now, right? So this is all about surrender, forgiveness of self. And now there's great happiness, abundance, and the loyalty of your own inner self. Maybe this discipline was about loyalty. Who are you loyal to? Were you having a hard time with that? Surrendering you had to surrender what wasn't working, right? You had to stick up for yourself. You had to stick up for yourself in a family unit. And that is what you've done, because you finally, this is the final ending of a chapter of one's life into a new chapter of a new life. So, giving up in order to receive. That's the message for today. And the Abraham Lincoln quote is about the discipline that it needed to take for one to take. And I'm also hearing that song, right? Every child must be made aware. I keep hearing that song, and I love that song. So, every child must be made aware. So if this is a family unit that you are needing to also not only heal yourself through discipline, you're also, as a family, if you have a family, you are also the example, leading by example in a family unit as well. Okay? It hasn't been easy, and nothing in life that's worth having is easy. We know that. Okay. Releasing in order to receive. That's the key today. Transformation. And that's what this has happened. As you can see now, the masculine energy needed the transformation more than the feminine. But now the healing has taken place, and we now can move forward into great happiness and abundance in your life, right? Okay? Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh my God, I love this. Yeah, it's been a struggle, but there it is. There's the light. There's the light that shines bright with the hopes of a beautiful future. So if you're in the middle, I'm going to just say that because I need to, I just heard it. If you're still in the middle, in the midst, I shouldn't say the middle, in the midst of letting go, you are at the tip of the iceberg. You are right there. You are right there. You have one more wand that you need to drop so that you can release this completely. Whatever that means to you, okay? And this surrender and letting go took a lot of discipline in order to transform and have hopes for a future, your future happiness. You can see all the cards here are the same colors. The sun, expansion, growth, self-esteem, personal power. You gain all that through what? Transforming, understanding what needed to happen right here. This is divine love. This is divine love. And this is divine love. And that's truly what took place. It took a lot of discipline to release that which was not working in order to be happy in a family unit. Yep. Releasing the addictions, the ego, sex, drugs, rock and roll, right? Releasing the envy, releasing, I heard, jealous tendencies, aggression, codependencies. Anything you're codependent on had to be released. Anything you're guilty of, anything you don't feel worthy of, that has been released. Because now you have transformed and healed. And it wasn't easy. And for some, they're still finishing it up because the Ten of Wands is reversed. We are at the cusp of this change. And here is the truth again. The truth is the universe has taken control. Last two cards, your spirit guides, your angels, in order to balance your life. This final release, whatever that means to you in your life, had to be completely released. Not only for yourself, but for your family, for your sanity per se, right? Because then this is going to draw in balance for you. This was whatever needed to be released in your life, be it a family unit, be it just for you to be balanced and to gain your balance, your sense of balance. You had to release whatever was not working out and grow from it. You did. You've grown. You've learned, right? And now your truth has set you free, really and truly, balancing you out to find this great happiness within yourself and your home life, within and without, okay? Okay, beautiful. It's a beautiful reading, and it has not been an easy... It hasn't been easy, for sure, because someone had to really transform their ways, their ideas, forgiving themselves for the past, for whatever that means to them, okay? Bottom of the deck, yes, new beginnings. of course. New beginnings that are abundantly prosperous, happy, giving and receiving love. You are now balanced. You are now able to show the world what you got. Okay, final card. Ascended Masters and Archangels. Let's see what we got for this beautiful reading for today, the 12th, December 12th, 12/12. And this, for some, I just heard it. For some, it's been literally 12 years that you have been going through so much. I mean, I'm not joking. It has not been easy for many. It hasn't. Gaia, what does that mean? It means earth connection. Be mindful of the planet. Come back to earth and stay grounded. This is exactly what this surrendering is all about. Knowing that you're part of Mother Earth, knowing that you had to ground yourself, knowing the lessons, understanding the lessons, and grounding yourself with discipline, right? To gain the abundance in if you go outside, and I've said it before, if you've followed me long enough, you know that I always say, look out the window. There is infinite possibilities. Infinite life awaits you. Take hold of that now as you have transformed your life to great happiness, and now you're balanced. Start your new life now. Not waiting till, now. Life is in session. I know it comes from a movie. Life is in session. Here it is. You have spiritually grown as a human being, right? Living on this planet. Have a great day. It's a great reading. Enjoy.